Boom. Hello. Yes. Hello. We are live for WWE Smackdown, and we are also going to be live for Survivor Series in 24 hours time. So Survivor Series 2022 War Games getting very, very close. We are just 24 hours away. And obviously, we're going to find out who the fifth person is for Team Bianca tonight. So Team Bianca is going to reveal who their fifth member is. Obviously, there's lots of talk as to who that is. We sort of know, I think, who it is, but we're not 100%. But obviously, big rumors doing the rounds. Won't talk about that now. But that is coming up tonight. I think as well, we've got a couple of World Cup matches tonight as well. I was just in the process of being on Twitter and just having a look at WWE's preview. In fact, I've got that here. So tonight, we have got War Games Advantage on the line. So, of course, we are going to be seeing Sheamus and Drew taking on the Usos. So that is for the War Games Advantage. As well as that, we've got Escobar taking on Butch. Don't really know why. I don't know where that's come from. But either way, we've got Escobar against Butch. We've got Ricochet taking on Braun. That's is that in the World Cup? Is Escobar and Butch in the World Cup? I know that Ricochet and Braun is in the World Cup. Perhaps Escobar and Butch is in the World Cup as well. So we've got Escobar, Butch. We've got Ricochet and Braun, which is World Cup. And then we've got Shotzi and Raquel taking on Rhonda and Shayna Baszler. So we've got a tag match there. Obviously, this is 24 hours before Shotzi will take on Rhonda one-on-one. There's nothing for Bray, and there's nothing for LA Knight. So I don't know quite what that means. I don't know if we're going to be seeing them tonight, or if we're going to be... I mean, we will see Bray, but there's no announcement of a match between them. I don't know if that match is going to be at Survivor Series or if they'll do it next week, but I think like we're all expecting LA Knight against Bray to be a match. Maybe because of how bad the beatdown was last week. Perhaps they're going to wait a week or so. Maybe they're going to just like sell the injury a little bit. So, yeah, no news on Bray, but I do expect something tonight, of course. But maybe they do announce the match for tomorrow or do the match next week. I must admit, as I'm sitting here now, I'm thinking maybe they'll do it next. Maybe they'll do it next week because maybe they'll want to sell the injury. Maybe they'll want to sell the injury to LA Knight. So, yeah, I don't know. I've been asked actually quite a bit what do you think about Bray at Survivor Series. And, I mean, LA Knight just seems like the most obvious answer to that question. But no news about it. Nothing. I haven't seen anything in regards to Bray tonight. So, a little bit in the dark on that one. Let's jump into the chat, please. 200p out N says, how are you doing today? I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm doing good. Obviously, we watched the World Cup. Been watching a lot of the World Cup over the past week. And it's been very enjoyable. So, we've been watching that. And... it's nice to have something different to just wrestling. So, yeah, it's kind of a bit weird trying to put my head back into like a wrestling kind of zone and try and wrap my head around where we are with that world. Obviously, the last wrestling we watched was Wednesday with AEW. Last time we watched WWE was NXT, and honestly, that feels like about a year ago now. We've done so many streams since Tuesday, so it feels like forever ago. But yeah, it's kind of nice to be back in kind of a wrestling mindset. And as we said, we're building our way towards Survivor Series. So big show. I mean, it is one of the big shows of the year. And I think War Games is going to really make it kind of extra intriguing. I think that's really going to make it kind of stand out more than usual, to be honest. So, yeah, that's in 24 hours' time. And as we said, we will be doing that. Let's be crystal on that. We are doing it. And we are here tomorrow. We are doing World Cup tomorrow. There's 2 games. One of them's really important. Argentina could go out of the World Cup tomorrow. If Argentina lose to Mexico, they are out of the World Cup, so big game for them tomorrow. So we've got that, and I think France are playing tomorrow as well. So we've got a couple of games tomorrow, and then we are doing Survivor Series straight afterwards. Right, done with... I'm up to speed with that. So please, 200 PLN, shout out to you. Hope you are well. It's France-Denmark, said Spencer. That'll be a tasty game, actually. That'll be a really fun game. Denmark are not an easy team to beat at all, and France looked quite good in their first game, so Denmark maybe not so much, but as we've seen, it's kind of a real mixed bag at this World Cup. I mean, Argentina lost their first game to Saudi Arabia, but I fully expect them to win tomorrow. So, it's just really about getting the results. Ian, shout out to you. Ian Corverhouse. Appreciate the support, my friend. Hope you are well. Potato Man said, I hope War Games will save the Survivor Series concept. Well, to be honest, I'm a bit disappointed that they haven't made War Games elimination. I mean, I read the rules. I don't recall seeing anywhere that it's... I think they should have done that. I think they should have had it as an elimination match. My understanding is there's only one pinfall or one submission, and then that's the end of the match. I'm not aware that it's an elimination match. And I think, considering it's Survivor Series, I think that's a bit of a missed opportunity, to be honest. I would much rather, and, I've been quite vocal about this for a long time, I would much rather that the match begins at literally the start of the match. And then if someone's eliminated or pinned, they're eliminated. It's not the end of the match. I think that would be a lot more interesting. The way that the current setup is that two people are in the ring, and then I think after like 3 minutes or so, someone else comes down to the ring and is allowed in the match. So then you've got like a 2-on-1 advantage, but then a member of the other team comes down 3 minutes later. That makes it 2-2. And then someone comes down to make it 3-2. So again, one team is sometimes going to have an advantage. They will always have like an extra person in there. And to be honest, until all 5 members of both teams are in the ring, the match doesn't begin. The bell doesn't ring. So all of that stuff kind of before is a little bit redundant. It's a little bit like... I don't know why we do it. I'm not a fan of it. I would much rather the match just start when the match literally starts and then just do elimination. So, I don't know. War Games down in NXT didn't do it for me. I'm not a fan of War Games. I'm not a fan of this match, but lots of people are, and it's very, very popular. And it did, I think, really well down in NXT, hence why they're bringing it to the main roster. And I'm really interested to see how they use it on the main roster. And I mean, do you know what I think's really good? Having all the Bloodline in the same match. I think that's great because the Bloodline have been together for a long time, but I don't know that we've ever seen all 5 members in fact, we wouldn't have, because Solo Sikoa has not been around that long. Solo Sikoa only joined for Clash at the Castle. So, all 5 members being in the same match is very exciting. So, I just go back to my original point. It's just a shame it's not elimination because I think that that would have really fitted into the Survivor Series format. England-Wales. England-Wales, that is Tuesday, I want to say, and we are doing that on the channel. The USA against Iran is on at the same time, so we will try to do both. The final round of group games at the World Cup are played at the same time. So when we do Group B, which is USA's group, their game is on at the same time as England's game. So I will try to have the England game on that TV, the USA game on my laptop, and we will try and watch both at the same time. So I'm going to try and do that for all of the last round of games, but I don't think they start until Tuesday doing that. So, I mean, we are really getting to we're getting to a good point in the World Cup. As soon as we get to Tuesday, It's the final round of group games. They're all going to be fascinating because some teams go through, some teams go home. And then we get to the knockout stages, and the knockout stages, that's, do you know what I mean? Extra time, penalties. This is where things get really, to be honest, that's when the World Cup kind of completely changes, because I feel like this first part is about just getting out the group. This first part is about getting the points you need to get out the group. And honestly, then it's irrelevant, because then it becomes a different tournament. Because all of a sudden then, once the 16 teams have been established as to who they are in the knockout stages, all of a sudden then it's just one-on-one games, isn't it? You don't need to think about anything else apart from the opponent that's in front of you. Like right now, I think people are like, okay, well, we need them to beat them, and we need to get this many goals. And that, people are trying to work out how they get through the groups. Because that's this part of the World Cup, is getting out of the group. But once the groups are out of the way and we just get down to like the knockout tournament side of it, the World Cup kind of becomes something a bit different then. And dare I say, a bit more exciting as well, because obviously one team goes through, one team goes home. So we're getting closer to that stage of the World Cup as well. So yeah, very exciting. Very, very exciting. Loving the World Cup stuff. And hope you guys are enjoying joining us for those as well. As I said, it's kind of nice having something different to wrestling, to be honest. But yeah. What's your excitement level for Survivor Series? What's my excitement level? My excitement level is probably about an 8. I think that it's not the biggest of cards. I think that some of the feuds are a bit weird, like Seth, Theory, Bobby sort of feels a little thrown together over the past couple of weeks. So, like, you look at that and you go, And then you look at, like, Rhonda and Shotzi, and I don't think anyone's really giving Shotzi much of a chance in that match. So you go, And then, as I've said, I'm not the biggest fan of, like, the War Games style of matches. So, like, there's maybe a little bit there that I'm like, But I can't escape the fact that, it's Survivor Series. You've got potential for big things to happen because it's a big show. So it's not like a B show. It's a big show. We've got all the Bloodline in the ring at the same time, which, as I said, I'm really excited about seeing. As well as that, I think there's going to be, I think AJ and Finn could be a banger. I think that match could be really fun. So I'm looking forwards to that. I think the women's match, even though it's a bit weird, it's like Damage Control, but then they've had to go and get Rhea, and they've had to go and get Nikki, and it's a bit cobbled together, but you do get that with Survivor Series. If you look back at Survivor Series matches, those teams were all cobbled together. There's not many 5-person factions. But that's what makes the Bloodline so special, is the fact that, they do have 5 members. And so, you can fill out a whole team with just the Bloodline. So that's why that'll be exciting. But, yeah, they're kind of taking on a bit of a cobbled together group, aren't they? Like, you've got the Brawling Brutes and Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre. But, yeah, it'll be good. I mean, look, is the show going to be exciting? Is the show going to be noteworthy? I think so. I definitely think so. And don't forget, this is our last premium live event of 2022. So, to my knowledge, there isn't one in December. So I think the next one after this is Royal Rumble. Because normally the next one would be day 1, but I understand that's been cancelled. So, yeah, that's it for 2022 then. There's nothing else on the main roster apart from Raws and Smackdowns. So, yeah. I'm excited to see what they come up with. This is their last opportunity to use this kind of a platform to do something big, Anything else from now on would have to be done on Raw and SmackDown. Elliot said, I think Bloodline will lose at Survivor Series. I can see Sami taking out Jay by accident and Kevin Owens pinning him, setting up Kevin Owens and Sami versus Usos at WrestleMania 39. Elliot, shout out to you. Ryan Gambler, shout out to you as well, my friend. I hope you are well. Edward said, what are your thoughts on the Vince thing I tweeted you? To be honest, I think it's nothing news. I did read it, and I just think that it's just nothing news. I mean, it's Sergeant Slaughter, right? So they've interviewed Sergeant Slaughter, and he said, I think Vince is probably still involved because Vince always likes to be involved. And that's it. Like, it just doesn't strike me as being any news whatsoever. Like they've interviewed Sergeant Slaughter, and he's just made a comment, and so they've tried to make a story out of it. So the story was that sources believe or something that Vince McMahon is still involved behind the scenes, and that source was Sergeant Slaughter, and he's got seemingly no proof that that's the case. But to be honest, I think he's involved as well, because I think he's not going to want the company to fail. He ran the company since the early 1980s. Steph is now like co-CEO chairwoman. Like, do we honestly think she's not picking up the phone to Vince and asking him, what shall I do? Like, do we honestly think she's just running it on her own and Vince just is nowhere near WWE? Because I don't, not for a second. I think he's absolutely being consulted. And he's absolutely advising her as to what should happen. I don't think he's involved necessarily with Triple H and what you see on TV. I don't think he's necessarily involved there. Although I'm sure Triple H is also picking up the phone going, what do you think about this? Or I've got this problem, or blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm sure that's happening. But I think it's more at the board level with a lot of the executive decisions that he's being consulted. So, I can't say I'd be surprised if he was. I think that he's absolutely doing that. Because you got to remember, it's not in his interest for WWE to fail. Like, it's not that he's been, like, told to retire, and so now he's going to be bitter, and he's going to be angry, and he's going to hate WWE. Like, that's clearly not the case. Because it's a company that he built, the company that he is got all of his wealth tied up in. Like, if WWE fails, his personal wealth fails as well. And obviously his kids work there, his son-in-law works there, Steph works there. Like, it's just not in his interest. It's for WWE to, and everything he spent his life building, it's not in his interest for that to now come crumbling down. So I think that he will absolutely be advising her. It wouldn't even surprise me if she wasn't asking him and he was just calling her up and just like checking in. Like, none of that would surprise me at all. I would love to know what he's doing, though. I would love to know what he's doing. I mean, we've heard for years and years and years, haven't we, that he is a workaholic, that, he's in the gym at like 3 a.m. And, how does he go from all of that to whatever he's doing now? Like, I have not got a clue what he's doing now. But how does he go from being at work all the time, like working all day, working in the gym at 3 o'clock, getting like power naps, all this stuff that we heard about him? How's he gone from that to doing whatever it is he's doing now? And as I said, I don't know what he's doing now, because it'd be fascinating, though. It would be fascinating. I'd love like a bit of a insight into what he's doing now, but it's not going to happen. I don't know if he'll come back one day. I don't know, like, if all of this stuff sort of blows over, but to be honest, I don't know if it's going to blow over. I think the investigation is finished. They haven't found anything else, but the stuff that he was accused of was pretty moody. So I just, I don't know. I really don't know if this one blows over and if we see him like coming back. I did read a report not long ago that he's not expected to come back in his role that he was in before. So, yeah. I don't think that I don't think things are going to go back to as they was at all. Right, let's go down. 10 turned on Dark Order on Rampage, says James. James, hope you're well. Alexa Bliss Gamer said, I hope we get a possible interaction between Alexa and Bray tonight. Gio says, do you think Alexa turns heel tonight or tomorrow? Well, I don't know, do I? I mean, my feelings on it are that they've teased something with either Alexa or Asuka. It's probably Alexa, but it's just the logo being shown a couple of times. So we don't know if that's a case that they're looking to recruit. We don't know if they're looking to recruit Alexa or if he's looking to attack Alexa. He could be looking to reunite with her, you know? It could be that he's trying to get the band back together again. So, I don't know. I mean, she could turn. I do feel like there's something that's going to happen. I think they've clearly been teasing something. So, for them, for nothing to happen now would be a bit strange. Whether that happens at Survivor Series or not, I don't know. Again, you would think it probably would, because I feel like they've been planting some little seeds. And now here we are getting to Survivor Series. And so, yes, I mean, it feels like this is probably where something's going to go down. What that is, though, I don't know. Like, whether she's attacked or whether, like, she turns. It's hard to say. But my guess would be, and it's nothing more than a guess, that something happens with Alexa, whether someone comes down and attacks her during the match, or whether she turns and just walks off. I put this in the Survivor Series prediction video. Like, it could just be a case that she just all of a sudden, like, starts staring in the distance and just exits the cage and just walks up the entranceway. And that's it. She's gone. And then all of a sudden, you know, Team Bianca are down to 4. And as one of their members has abandoned them. And everyone will be like, why has she done that? What's going on? And, you know, we'll get some answers on Raw type thing. So I could see something along those lines. What do you think of the slow build since Bray's return? Do we need some answers on it, says Wrestle with Andy. What do I think about the slow build? I think that, first of all, it's brave. I think it's very brave to come back and not have the Firefly Funhouse. I think that's very brave, because I think that was popular and the puppets were popular, and I think The Fiend was very popular. So I think to come back and not do that, I think is, yeah, brave. I mean, you can look at it and say that this isn't as good, and I've definitely seen a fair few people saying that. This hasn't played out yet, though. That's all I would say. So we don't quite know. It's hard to say if this is as good or not as good, because we don't quite know what this is. But yeah, I think it was brave to come back and try something new. Seemingly has done that. I think White Rabbit was fantastic. I mean, that was a big tick. I didn't see anyone saying that was rubbish. So yeah, that was great. In regards to then starting with Uncle Howdy, so I think it's been good. I think Uncle Howdy. The only thing I would say is that the actual mask that he wears, the Uncle Howdy mask, I don't know like how I feel about that at the moment, because as I said, I think at the time, the Fiend looked cool. Do you know what I mean? Like the Fiend, like had like a really, when we first saw the Fiend in the Funhouse, you were like, oh my God, that is amazing. And he looked cool, and it was a great looking character. I don't know that I feel that way about Uncle Howdy yet. We haven't seen it completely. So I suppose I can't say for certain, because I haven't seen, like, I've only seen the face. But I mean, at the moment, it's just really a prosthetic face, a fake face of an old man. That's what it seems to come across as. So as I said, it's brave to go down these roads. I think the Uncle Howdy stuff is interesting. I think that it's potentially not going to grab people quite as much as what the Fiend did. I think that I think that we probably do need to move forward a bit quicker. We don't know, but then it's hard to say that, because I'm waiting for more people to be revealed, or I'm waiting for like Uncle Howdy to be joined with Uncle Harper, or like what's the relationship with Uncle Harper. But that's because of all the theories and everything that, you know, we've kind of got ourselves into the mindset of, well, Alexa's going to join, or he's going to go after Alexa, There's an Uncle Harper. How does that fit into this story? What's going on with Vincent? What's going on with Dutch? Like, there's so many things that are being spoken about that I suppose in a way I'm just eager to get to those, and I want to get to those. But equally, I suppose I need to remember there's no guarantee of any of those. Like, we don't know that Vincent is a part of this. We don't know that Dutch is a part of this. Like, we don't know that there are going to be other people. Like, this might be it. This could be it. It could be Bray and like struggling with his emotions. And then Uncle Howdy could also be Bray. And it could be like the darker side of Bray. And that might be it. That might be it. That could be the story. And now he's starting a feud to go after LA Knight. And so, like, this is going to be his first feud, and LA Knight will be his first match. And of course, there's going to be more that comes. You know, we haven't actually seen all of Uncle Howdy yet. And I've got to think we'll see him, like, standing in the arena at some point. So I feel like we've got that to come. But I suppose, in a way, without knowing where the story is going, and without knowing exactly the long-term plan, it's hard to know what we should be rushing to. What should we be rushing to? Do you know what I mean? What is it that we're desperately trying to get to? I know what I want. I know what I'm looking for, but there's no guarantee that that's on the way. There's no guarantee in, like, you know, that Vincent's part of this, or Dutch is a part of this, or Rowan is a part of this. You know, there was a report about Bo Dallas being a part of it, and I feel like Bo could be the person in the owl mask. But, for example, there's no guarantee that that person in an owl mask is ever going to be seen. That person in an owl mask could just be imagery that's used. So, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of theories, a lot of talk, a lot of noise. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we have got to rush towards something. So, yeah, for me, I think it's been all right. I think if I was to just compare this to the Funhouse, because I don't think that's unfair, because the Funhouse was what we had when Bray came back last time. So Bray came back after an absence in 2019. I think he'd been gone for about 5-6 months, and he came back, and we had about 2 or 3 weeks of little weird vignettes. I remember, like, Sister Abigail or Sister Abby sitting on a rocking chair, and there was, like, laughing in the background. I remember a box with Mercy in, and Mercy would pop out, and I think there was some laughter in that as well. So there was a couple of weeks of that, and then we had, I think it was about 7 weeks of Firefly Funhouse episodes. So, you know, if you have a look at, say, the first 3 weeks of those little teases, and then look at the early Funhouse episodes, I feel like they were more engaging than what we've had after White Rabbit. I think if you include White Rabbit, though, I feel like it's probably quite close. Like, White Rabbit, I think, was a massive success. So I think if you're going to include White Rabbit into this, I think all in all, it's been really good. All in all, it's been really captivating. And I would say it's only been, like, in the past few weeks that things have felt maybe a little slow. But I do think that him now turning his attention to LA Knight has been a positive. LA Knight's a great talker. And we know that there could be some really interesting back and forth between them. We got to see the masked character, like whatever that mask is called. We got to see Bray, we think it's Bray, wearing that and attacking LA Knight last week. So there's definitely things happening. There's definitely things going on. It's not like we go like a week without seeing him, or we'll see him and he'll just do a promo and we'll be like, oh, is that it for this week? Like, I feel like there are things that are happening. But the problem that Bray's got, I suppose, is not only is there all this noise, which people are like waiting for certain things to happen, which there's no guarantee they're going to happen. So not only have you got all of that, but because of the Funhouse and the Fiend, he's being compared to a very high bar, isn't he? Like, the Funhouse is like some of the best stuff I've ever seen. And like the Fiend character is so loved that, like, it's a bit cruel in a way because it's all being compared to that. I mean, I've literally just done it. I've literally just said the exact same thing of like, if I compare this to the early Funhouse. So, you've got to, I suppose, just take it in isolation and enjoy it for what it is. And just know that like this Bray stuff's going to be maybe a bit slower and a bit more character focused than I think many people would like it to be. I have seen plenty of like casual fans losing a bit of patience with it, but I mean, look, that's them. That's up to them. You enjoy it for you. You enjoy it for you. I mean, the way that I'm looking at it is, I think it was brave to go down a different road. I think White Rabbit was a massive success. I think that it has gone a little slow in recent weeks. I think the first time that I got a bit like, oh, that's a shame. Like I was hoping for more was Crown Jewel. I think that was the first time that I felt a bit like, oh yeah, that's not quite reached my expectation. Was Crown Jewel, because of it being a big pay-per-view premium live event. You definitely wanted something more. And then since then, obviously he started the LA Knight feuds, and it's been all right. I mean, it's been all right. I can't say it's like been mind-blowing, but it's been all right. So we'll see where it goes. We know that they've brought in Rob Fee, who is long-term like booking. So what I think is reassuring is they've actually got someone that is there, and their job is to ensure like that the long-term story is in place and that it's being followed. So that's good. We never had that before. So that should give you confidence that there is a long-term story here, and it should give you confidence that they are, planning this out. So yeah, we'll see. I think it's going all right, but I can understand why some people are just a little bit impatient with it. But do you think Survivor Series War Games is the right time for the Bloodline to turn on Sami? Why or why not? Said our Codex. I think it is not the right time to turn on Sami. I think that you can. I think you can start the turn here, definitely. I think that the reason why I would say not is because, well, I suppose it all depends what you're trying to get to. If you're trying to get to WrestleMania, then you need to start that turn soon, don't you? Because you're going to need a good few months of. I mean, I don't think you turn on him and he gets kicked out, for example, right? I think you need to upset people. So, like, Jay hates him, but Jimmy's on his side, and Solo's on his side, and Roman seems to be on his side. So you need to, like, it's going to take a while, I think, for those to turn on him. I don't think they're just going to attack him. I don't think Jimmy's just going to change his mind and just start beating him up. Like, that wouldn't make any sense. So it kind of feels like he needs to let them down, and they need to start getting impatient with him. And they need to get frustrated with him. And in order to build frustration, and in order for them to get impatient, and for order for him to be in Last Chance Saloon, and for order for him to keep dropping the ball, you're going to have to start somewhere. And like, it feels like this would be a good place to start. So yeah, I don't think they should necessarily turn on him. I don't think it should be a case that they're like beating him up or anything, but should it be a case that he frustrates them? Should it be a case that they start to become impatient with him? Yes, because I feel like you probably want to have him like going against them at WrestleMania. For me personally, I wouldn't. I'm not interested in Kevin and Sami against the Usos. I'm not against it. I'm aiming higher. I want him to be the guy that goes up against Roman. I think that you've got something special with Sami. I think that the UC chants and Sami chants mean that the crowd are behind him, and he's got organic growth. And really, he is one of the best things on either Raw or SmackDown. So, I don't know, for him to then go after a tag title just sort of feels a bit underwhelming to me. Like, it's a nice story. From a storyline point of view, it makes sense. But at the end of the day, it's the tag belts. Do you know what I mean? When he could be going after the Universal Championship. A Universal Championship he's never held. a WWE championship that he's never held. He's never held either of those big major titles. And I just sort of feel like, well, if we're not going to do it now, I don't think we're ever going to do it. Like, when's he going to get back to this level of popularity again? It feels like a special moment, I think. This is something that has happened, and I don't know that they thought that it would happen or planned for it to happen. And it reminds me a bit of Daniel Bryan, where the crowd just, sided with him, and like the crowd, like he won the crowd over. And granted, Daniel Bryan was much bigger because the yes chants were just so loud. Like, who knows though, when I think the Usi might do it. Usi could get over. Daniel Bryan had the yes chants. Maybe Sami will have the Usi chants or something. I don't know. But the crowd have enjoyed chanting Usi quite a bit. But there was just something special about the yes. Like, anyone could do the yes chant, couldn't they? And we saw it happening in other sports as well. I don't think we'll see Usi in other sports. But it is funny because I have had people jumping onto like World Cup streams going, do you think such and such are feeling Usi today? So, I mean, it has really connected with wrestling fans. But yeah, I think that, like, for me, Sami is definitely someone that I would love to see go after Roman. It might not happen. As I said, he might go after the tag belts instead. And I think that either way you want to go, you need to start building that frustration. You need to start building the impatience. And then, it'll pay off around WrestleMania or after WrestleMania. So, yeah. The triple threat between Rollins, Lashley, Theory. I want Austin Theory to win, said psychopathic nemesis. Legend Killer, hello, hope you're well. Feel like I spend pretty much all day with you, buds. See you on every stream, so hope you've had a good day. William said, I love how everyone says I'm such a bad mod. Yeah, and in all fairness, everyone does say that. But they don't show up to mod streams. LMAO. That was a great breakdown, says Joshua. Joshua, shout out to you, my friend. It says SmackDown isn't on until 11 p.m. tonight. What's going on with SmackDown? Like, is it overrunning or something? Like, I don't know what the situation is in regards to SmackDown tonight. I don't know what's happening, because it says that it's on at normal time on the guide here in the UK. But I did have someone mention earlier about the fact that there's some game or something that could be causing some carnage. But I was under the impression if that was going to happen, they were going to move it to FS1. Is that true? Someone will have to let me know, because honestly, I mean, I'm in the UK, so I don't really have visibility on these kinds of things. But I'm under the impression it's normal time. Might move channel in the US, but I'm under the impression it'll be normal time. SmackDown is on at 11, said Crystal. Fox in the US has college. FS1 has got the World Cup. Okay, well, let's have a look at this then, shall we? Because this could be an interesting conundrum, couldn't it? If it's been switched around or something. I've got it on Fox coming on at 8, said Jilly. Yeah, I mean, I've got it listed here as being normal time. I wonder if they're going to do it like different times in different parts of the country. Do you think because of maybe like there's a certain part of the country where it's going to be... Well, listen, there's a graphic. WWE an hour ago put a graphic out saying tonight 7 Central on Fox. So WWE are tweeting out graphics that have got 7 Central. So... yeah, I think, I don't know. I think it must just be in certain parts of America, maybe, that it's being moved. SmackDown is normal time here. Next week, it's going to go on FS1, said Rory. But why do they all of a sudden want to do that while SmackDown comes on, says Counterfeit. Why do they want to do that? Well, I mean, like, there's games going on, isn't there? I don't know what the games are. Is it college football or something? That seems to be causing a bit of disruption, but as I said, looks like it's going to be normal time for quite a few of us. But it wouldn't surprise me if in, like, maybe those areas that have got teams playing, perhaps the show's going to be delayed in certain areas. Don't know. Oh, America, you wacky country. Rest with Andy said, have you seen the new figure reveals? Only quickly, but I can't really give you any kind of feedback on it or thoughts on it. I mean, I think, wasn't it yourself that told us about the Logan Paul one a couple of days ago? So certainly appreciate that because I hadn't seen that. So we looked at that the other day. And then I saw a video earlier that had like Johnny and Sam Roberts. But I think a lot of the stuff that was in that is stuff we had seen. Was it San Diego? I think a lot of that was announced. But obviously these are a little bit further down the production line now. But yeah, the head shrinkers is pretty cool. I'm excited about those. I was excited about them from San Diego Comic-Con. And they've got some now that are like proper painted up and like, you know, you've got a good idea of what they're actually going to look like in the packaging. So I saw those. I don't know if there's any others. I saw that video. And I saw that Logan has put a picture out about him and his action figure. So I saw that as well doing the rounds on social media. What's your favorite flavor of pie? Poo-tang. Apple. A nice apple pie. That's my favorite. Timon said, we've got an internet graphic that says SmackDown is on. My cable guide says no show. That's coming from Vermont. Well, we'll find out together, won't we? We're 17 minutes from finding out if it's going to be on at the normal time. But I've got a feeling that some of us might be watching it and some of us might not by the sounds of it. So we'll see. We'll find out. Nothing more American, says Undercovered Cube. Yeah, a nice apple pie. I could definitely go for that. The college game I've got on is UCLA against California, and there's only 6 minutes left, says Jilly. Do you remember when Kofi forgot to use his Jamaican accent? That was such a good segment. Yeah, funny, isn't it? Funny that they made him do that. Like, for all that time. Poor Kofi. Math said, seeing that Stone Cold might have one more match. How good would it be if the main event of WrestleMania Night 1 was The Rock against Roman? Rock loses to interference from Stone Cold, and then you do Rock versus Austin Night 2. Tarek said, who do you think will beat Gunther? Who do I think will beat Gunther? Hard to say, innit, really? Hard to say, because I think he's going to hold that belt for a long time. I expect him to be Intercontinental Champ at WrestleMania. Maybe SummerSlam as well, but SummerSlam might be where he loses it. I think we're probably looking at someone like Bron Breakker. I think we might be looking at someone along those lines, or maybe Gable Steveson. But it depends how quickly they want to get Steveson to the title. I mean, I think they're going to have Steveson go after the WWE Universal Championship. So I do expect Gable Steveson to go quite quickly up there. I think they're gonna try and use him a bit like a young Brock, maybe a face Brock. I think he'll be face. I mean, he's pretty big guy, but I don't think he's quite got the muscle definition of Brock. I think Brock's definitely bigger than Gable Steveson. But Stevenson's an Olympic gold medalist, and they will tell you about that repeatedly. You know, they might even have him coming down with his medals like Kurt used to. So I think next year seems to be quite a big year for Steveson. So, I mean, if he starts at the Rumble, and by the time we get to SummerSlam, who knows where he'll be, to be honest, because it didn't take too long for Brock to get to his first world championship. So I don't think it's unfair to say if Gunther's going to lose the Intercontinental at SummerSlam that he loses it to Gable Steveson. But again, you know, I think there's loads of options. Really anyone that's going to be like, I'm thinking maybe a Carrion if he's just not around the main title picture. If he turns face, could go after Gunther. But I don't think he'll go after him whilst he's a heel. I don't think it'll be a face. But if we do turn Carrion, if we feel like it's not working or it just makes more sense for him to be a face, then like someone like Carrion could go after it as well. So I think there's a few options. They should put Brock against Gunther, said Lewis. Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good. How pumped are you for Survivor Series? About an 8. Around about an 8. Will you stream KSI's next fights? Yeah, I haven't. I don't know what it's on. I mean, look, if it's on at the same night as Royal Rumble, then we've got a problem. But I am planning on doing the KSI fight. Yes, that's early next year. Australian Pie said, I think Kevin Owens will pin Jey Uso in War Games after Sami and Jey argue with each other. Jim said, the rumors are that it's going to be Volta versus Brock at WrestleMania. I mean, that would be great. I'd be down for that, definitely. The only thing is, though, I think we do need to have Gunther winning. I don't want to see Brock beat Gunther, because that doesn't really... What does that do for Gunther? But saying that, you know, Brock's been taking quite a few L's, to be honest. He did manage to get a win over Bobby, but it didn't look brilliant, did it? He was being, like, choked in the Hurt Lock at the time, and then afterwards, you know, was not made to look very good. And obviously he's had a pretty bad time this year with Roman. So, I don't know. I don't know if, like, he will take another L at WrestleMania. I don't know if he cares, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? I think he's more about the pay than he is about the winning and the losing. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to see him beat Gunther. I mean, if it's one of those, like, great matches, you know, like a 4-5-star match where both look amazing coming out of it, then I could be down for it. But I don't know. I just worry that it wouldn't be that, and it would just be a bit like what we saw at Crown Jewel, like a match that's all right, and then Brock wins. So I'd be a bit worried. On paper, it looks great. But I'd just be a bit worried. Do you think LA... But I can't think Brock wants the Intercontinental belt. I don't think Gunther's going to lose it before Mania. So I'd imagine it'd be for the Intercontinental Championship. Well, I don't think Brock wants that. So, I don't know. KSI fight is 14th of January. Oh, that's earlier than I thought. I thought it was like February time, to be honest. That should be all right. That should be well out the way of the Rumble. I think Drew versus Gunther would be good at WrestleMania, says Krista. When do you think they'll announce 2K23? You feel like they need to do it relatively soon. Clearly, it's not coming out before Christmas. I think it's penciled in for around February, March of 2023. They seem to be going for that time now, which is a bit weird. You would think that they would try to get it out for, like, Christmas. But instead, it seems to be, like, first quarter going into second quarter. So, yeah, I can't imagine that teaser trailers and all that kind of stuff will be too far away. Maybe they're trying to wait for Christmas to get out the way. Perhaps they're worried that if they do it before, it might be a bit confusing or something. Perhaps, like, people might be under the impression it's out for Christmas, or I don't know. Do you think Jake Paul will fight KSI? Yeah. I think it's a big match. I think that they could easily sell out Wembley for that. I think they could do it a few times, actually, do it in the UK and the US. I think that money would be a lot of money. And yeah, I think it will happen. Do you think we will see another wrestling company come in as the third with big financial backing, or is this it? Well, I mean, you never know, do you? I mean, you could never say, who knows if there's someone with money that fancies. I mean, I had no idea about Tony Khan, for example. I had no idea. So Tony Khan was a lifelong wrestling fan. He had money, and he's come in and, you know, created AEW. It's not the kind of thing that you see happen, though. Do you know what I mean? I mean, like, we had TNA, which has now turned into Impact. And really, that was the last time that we had something like that. There's been companies that have been formed that, you know, I'm thinking MLW in particular, Evolve as well. But they are nowhere near, like, any sort of level, you know. They're just it needs like some real significant investment and even some connections as well to getting onto TV and everything. So, yeah, Tony, is there another Tony out there? Not a clue. The only thing I would say is history says that if there is, it's probably not going to show itself for another 10, 15 years or so. So I'm certainly not expecting anything anytime soon. Australian Pie said apparently Braun versus Gunther is an upcoming feud after last week's match. I'm not excited because I think Braun will win and take the championship at the Rumble. Keaton said, how would you like Edge versus Stone Cold at WrestleMania? We've never seen it before. I'm always torn on this because I just think that your legends should really go like with younger stars because it's really good to introduce people to your younger stars. Because if there's someone that liked the Attitude Era, but they haven't really been watching recently, they might be very interested in Stone Cold against Edge, but they might also block everything else out. Like they might not really care about anything else. And last year, for example, we got Stone Cold against Kevin Owens. Well, if you enjoyed the Attitude Era and you haven't been watching and you tuned in to WrestleMania, you are being forced to be introduced to Kevin Owens. And so at least now you're aware of someone in WWE. At least now you're aware of an active superstar that you could follow if you wanted to and tune in and go, oh, I know that guy. He faced Stone Cold. And so from a business point of view, it makes sense to put Stone Cold with AJ Styles or Stone Cold with Finn Balor or Stone Cold with Seth Rollins. It makes more sense to kind of go that way because, again, if someone watches and they're watching just for Stone Cold because they loved him in the Attitude Era, they're being introduced to an active superstar that they could then watch every week after. And I suppose in a way the same with Edge. Edge, you could argue, is an active superstar that they could watch every week as well. But I don't know how long Edge is around for, to be honest. I don't know how long Edge is about for. I mean, he made comments, didn't he, in the summer, I think it was, when they were in Toronto. Made comments that, like, I'll see you again this time next year and we can all say goodbye together. So sort of really heavily teasing that he is looking to retire, like hang up the boots and, be satisfied with his career very, very soon. It'll be interesting, actually, if we look at this kind of era of Edge. It'll be interesting to look at it and look back and what we think of it. Has it been a success? Was it good that he came back? I mean, I feel like it was. I don't think anyone would argue it wasn't good that he came back. I think his return at the Rumble was amazing. His feud with Randy, was that good? Don't know. All this stuff with the Judgment Day, has that been good? I don't know. I feel like I hope Edge has a good 2023. I hope he has a good final run, And there might even be people clamoring for him to have one more title run, Give him a run with the belts. But I don't know that he needs that. I think he just needs like some really good feuds, some really good stories. And I think they've tried to give him that with Judgment Day, but it hasn't quite worked really. Although it was a brutal beatdown, wasn't it? When they beat him in that I Quit match with Finn and then they beat up Beth. So I don't think we're done with the Judgment Day Edge storyline. But I don't know if it's quite fitting of a legend like Edge. I don't know if it's been quite good enough. Don't know. It'll be interesting. That'll be an interesting one as to what people think about like Edge's run once it's done and we look back, like his since he returned, because he came back at the 2020 Rumble, so he will have been back for 3 years. He will have been back 3 years. There are some injuries in there and some time away, of course, but God, that's much longer than I thought. I mean, 3 years. I don't feel like we've utilized him. If you think that we had 3 years of Edge, I don't know that we've done it like really as much as we could have or should have. But let's see when he hangs it up, which he was teasing was going to be next year. So in answer to your question, would I do Edge Stone Cold? Personally, I wouldn't. I think on paper, like, the match looks maybe intriguing, but also I think you need someone young in there with Stone Cold. I don't know that could Edge carry a match with Stone Cold at this point in his career. Well, certainly Stone Cold can't carry a match. Kevin Owens was having to work very, very hard in that match with Stone Cold at WrestleMania. I mean, that was Owens that was heavily carrying the match. Stone Cold was just, showing off, doing some Stone Cold moments, but the bulk of the match was being carried by Kevin. So I feel like you need someone a bit young and sprightly that can carry that match with Stone Cold next year. Gunther's Intercontinental title, I think he will lose it towards the guy that he's hanging out with. I forget his name, the skinny guy. He smacks around when he messes up. Ludwig Klein, I think his name is. Ludwig Klein. He hasn't been smacking him around, to be honest. We haven't seen him smacking him around for quite a long time. So, yeah, that's something we haven't really been seeing too much of. We haven't seen that since Giovanni Vinci came on board at Clash at the Castle. So, yeah, we don't see him smacking him around so much. If he was continuing to do that, I would agree. Because you would think that Giovanni Ludwig would get his revenge. But they've sort of stopped that. They've sort of stopped doing that and haven't done it for a while now. Hello, Pens Girl. Hello, shout out to you. Did you see the video of Ray being invaded by Dominic and Rhea? I did, sort of. I didn't watch it. It got mentioned earlier in our football one, and I got tagged in it. I quickly just skipped through. To be honest, it's the kind of thing that I do like. I do like that kind of extra bonus footage. So I am into that stuff, but I don't know. Him going around and just beating up his dad's, like, I don't know. Maybe I do need to sit down and just watch it, but I don't know. I don't know. It's really weird. I didn't feel like I needed to watch it. It just feels a little bit like, why did they let him in? Why did they let him in? How was he able to beat up his dad? Why did his dad not stand up for himself? Like, I don't know. I don't know. It just seems a bit silly to me. I think that if you're going to do something like that, that's real and it's based on family and everything, I sort of think like just having Dominic go around and just beat up Ray, it's just a bit lazy. But maybe it was done well. I mean, as I said, I haven't really dug into the detail of it. I kind of look at it and go, yeah, well, makes sense, doesn't it? Thanksgiving, what shall we do? How about we have Dominic go round and attack his dad for Thanksgiving? Like, it's one, I can see the conversation in a meeting room. I can see them sat around, like having it's Thanksgiving. What should we do for Thanksgiving? How about we have Dominic go round and beat up Ray? Yeah, that would be good. Oh, we can do that, right? Yeah, let's do that. But it's like, if you actually stop and think about it, you go like, well, why did Ray allow that? One of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Like, how has he not got the ability to stand up for himself? Like, I know he doesn't want to hurt his son, but surely not going to allow his son to just smack him around the kitchen. And if he is, I don't think that makes Ray look great. Totally on board with him not fighting his son. Totally on board with him not having a match with his son. Totally, I think that's right, but I don't know. I don't think the rest of the Judgment Day were there. I did see him turn up with Rhea. But anyway, we are live with SmackDown. What have they got in store for us tonight? This is the go home for Survivor Series. Sign in the crowd said, we want Morgan. We want Morgan. I think he's referring to Morgan out of The Walking Dead. Great character, and I like him as well. In the ring, we've got Bayley and Nikki and Io and Dakota and Rhea. All right, Bianca, it's bad enough that you had to drag us out here in ugly Providence. Boos for Providence. The crowd are booing Providence. Even they hate it. Right, who is going to be the fifth person? Right. I never needed you. Oh. Watch you fall down. Never needed you at all. That dude in the crowd was like, what? Yeah. Got to keep an eye on Alexa, ain't we? Got to keep an eye on her at all times. Are there any graphics or anything? There's 5 of y'all and 4 of us. Yeah. It's Becky. It's Becky, so Becky is the fifth person. So it was expected. Michael Cole. Big time! Big time! Well, Team Bayley can't believe it, so I'd recommend that they sign up to the Wrestling Observer. They are in shock. Wade Barrett says Ward Games is kicking off right now. There's a big brawl in the ring, a big brawl. Right now, we've got Bayley and Becky in the ring, which is awesome. That's great to see. I'd love that feud. I'm definitely here for that feud. Bexploder on Bayley. Becky Lynch is back. She's got a cool new t-shirt by the looks of it as well. Rhea Ripley with a smirk on her face. I'm down for this feud as well. Rhea and Becky. You all right, mate? Struth, welcome back. Smile on the face of Rippers. Becky chants by the crowds. This is face Becky, by the way, of course. Goes without saying. Becky says, get in, I'm ready. Rhea is walking away. So Rippers confronting Big Time. But it's not live here. Oh. Well, you do love your college football. So, let me show you I've got the images. War game. Whoa, 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 whoa. Right. Got the pictures of Bex. Then there was a big brawl in the ring. And a really cool moment where she went after Bayley. Oh, Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt. Was Bray Wyatt the attacker? That's interesting. We'll find out tonight. Bray Wyatt accused. Was he the attacker? Oh, that's an interesting question. They're kind of putting a bit of seed of doubt there. Was Bray the attacker or not? Let's do this anyway. Right. Massive breaking news coming out of SmackDown. It was the big talking point going into the show, and it's been answered right at the start of the show. Who is the fifth member on Team Bianca? That was the big question. Well, it has been answered, and down came Becky Lynch. Big time, making her way down. And great reaction for her as she was coming down to join up with Team Bianca. She would get straight down to the ring. Look at the smiles on everyone's faces. And of course, this would lead to a big brawl and even a really fun moment where we would see Becky and Bayley going at it. Now, that could be a very fun feud for Becky to return to. So, and actually, in all fairness, Bayley has had plenty of chances against Becky for the championship. So it does feel like they could probably do with going in different directions. If Becky now starts a feud with Bayley, that would occupy Bayley in the short term. So I love the fact that Becky is back. I really want to see her now go into a feud with Bayley. But of course, ultimately, we are expecting Becky and Rhonda to be the case for WrestleMania. But that's in the future. This is the now. And it has been confirmed the fifth member of Team Bianca is Becky Lynch. Right, we are at commercial break, and we are going over to our first match. And our first match is going to be Butch taking on Escobar. So we've got our first match coming up soon. I think it's really interesting about the Bray Wyatt thing. I think the Bray Wyatt thing is a big talking point. So we are getting a Bray segment tonight. Shame that wasn't announced beforehand, but it doesn't matter. Bray Wyatt being accused, and we're going to find out if he is behind the attack last week. I mean, I think he is, but imagine if he's not. Imagine if that was someone else. Imagine if he comes out and says that wasn't me. I don't know who that was. I think it was, and I think it turns out it was. But it'd be a nice little wrinkle in the story, wouldn't it? Becky Lynch is the fifth member of Team Bianca Belair. SmackDown news. Let's get this up because that was a big talking point. That was something that people have been chatting about, but I think Becky was known. I don't think this is a surprise. It was for Team Bayley for us. Boom. SmackDown. I would share this on Twitter, of course, but thanks, Elon. Thanks, mate. Although saying that, this is a video, so I suppose I still could. It's the streams that seem to be problematic. Sharing streams now is a no-go on Twitter, unfortunately. But I think I can share video. I don't think the algorithm has got an issue with me doing that. Or maybe it has. Maybe it has. Maybe I just can't win. Right, let's close that. Let's share this over. I will jump into the chat in a second. Right now, we are at commercial break. So we are at commercial break at the moment. Go here. I'm in America and I'm watching it, says Jeremy. Football is still on, says Marie. Yeah, this was beforehand, to be honest. We said that we thought that some parts of America would be able to watch it live and some wouldn't because of the football. I think it just depends where in America you are, but here it's live, it's happening. Right, we are back from commercial break. Boom. Done. It just started for me, and Becky just came out, says, I am bread. Little bit of lag. Ugh. Yeah, a little bit of lag. Hopefully. Horrible lag. Horrible lag. Let's try and fix it. Yeah, some pretty bad lag there, but hopefully that's fixed it. Right, coming up next then, we have got Butch. Butch and Escobar should be coming up next. I'm watching it from the beginning, says Loopy. Football is not still on. The last World Cup match of the day finished hours ago. Lol. This SmackDown is in my backyard, said Jilly. Channel 5, that's where I found it. Just started at the top, so gonna forget I was listening here, says Alex. Was this pre-recorded? No, I believe this is live. I believe we are live, but unfortunately, I don't believe it's being shown all over America at the same time. So you haven't really missed much, to be honest. It feels like we're sort of stalling, maybe. Perhaps they know. I don't know. I was going to say, like, it's a bit of a weird start. Going to say, I don't know if they thought that you might be joining it halfway through or something, or missing the first 15 minutes. Perhaps some parts of America are just missing the first 15 minutes. I don't know. Right, what is this? So this is in the tournament. This is to go through to the final. So Butch against Escobar is what we've got right now. Butch against Escobar. Winner will face Ricochet or Braun. Here is Escobar with Zelina. Becky is here. We are 10 minutes behind. Well, it's going to be fun, isn't it, tonight? All I would say is if you are behind, just go back a bit. Maybe you can get the watch-along in sync. That dude's wearing a Hook shirt. The dude in the front row is wearing a Hook shirt. Zelina looks Russian. She's got, like, this furry red hat on. She could... it looks like she's channeling... a lady of the night from Russia. That's the vibe I'm getting. Right, there is the World Cup. And in all fairness, it is an actual cup. Like, it could hold liquid. So, dub for that World Cup compared to the other World Cup. The inferior World Cup that's not actually a cup. So, SmackDown World Cup. 1 up. Right. Butch against Escobar. I'd imagine they're going to give this some time, you know. The first match tends to get time, doesn't it? Butch bouncing around. WWE have timed it right to start the show from the beginning just as the football ends. So did they just stop the show? No. They haven't stopped the show. What they done, it's a weird way of doing it. Like, it's weird to do the Becky thing at the start. And then they did like a replay and everything. So really, the first 15 minutes, all you've missed is the Becky reveal, which is pretty big, of course. But that's the only thing you've missed. So if you are going over to the show now, then you are you're not like completely behind on everything. You've just missed one thing, and that is the Becky reveal. It's a bit of a weird way to do it, really, if you think about it. Like, they could have done any promo at the start and saved the Becky thing for later. Stomping on the arm. There must be a reason for that, though. There must be a reason as to why they wanted to start with the Becky reveal early. Against the ropes. Nice drop kick there by Escobar, and Butch goes down. So, Zelina has jumped onto commentary. In PA, it's not starting until after Ohio and Michigan. Frank says, welcome back, Becky, a.k.a. the man, Becky Lynch. Justin said, I was hoping that it was going to be Naomi. Okay. Escobar on the outside. Oh, big chop there by Butch. He grabs Escobar, hurls him into the ring. Working on the arm. How much does the SmackDown World Cup mean to Santos Escobar? It's a great question. It's a great question. How much does it mean? I can answer that. Nothing. Doesn't mean anything. Right, that's the end of that half, and we're going to commercial break. SmackDown isn't on Fox. Is it still on Fox? I just watched Becky getting busted open by Nia. Years behind, said Kyle. Mark said it's going to be 11 p.m. in some places in America. Days, want to see Sasha Banks come back, but I'm okay, says Mickey MC. Survivor Series War Games tomorrow is live in Boston, and I am going to be the 10th row behind commentary, says Hollywood heel Joe. Have fun. Becky who, says J-Boy. The man. Becky the man Lynch. Becky Rowlands. Becky Rowlands came back. We are at commercial break, so 18 minutes into the show. So far, Becky has returned. She's the last member, the mystery person that was on Team Bianca. And we also have this match underway between Butch and Escobar. Zelina Vega on commentary. And this is to decide who goes through to the final. The winner of this match will play the winner of Braun and Ricochet in the World Cup final. The World Cup final. So who have we got in the World Cup at the moment? We've got England, maybe UK. Perhaps he'll be classed as UK. I don't know. But England/UK and Butch. We've got Escobar, which I think is Mexico. We've got Braun, who is America, and Ricochet, who's America. So we've got America versus America. We've got England or UK against Mexico. They showed Liv to throw everyone off, says Kiwan. Gonna have to rewind the stream so that it's in sync, said Jojo. Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? It's a weird one. It's this is something that doesn't normally happen, to be honest. What with it being thrown out in America. But you do what you need to do. You do you. You do you. Why is stuff so heavy? I looked at a guitar and it was £1,200, says Siler. Cost of living. Fuel crisis. Here we go. It's classed as UK, actually. UK has got the Union flag. So, Butch representing the UK. Come on, Butch. Come on, Butch. This is what we're meant to do, isn't it? It's a World Cup, so come on, Butch. Butch. Kicks Escobar in the head. Come on, Butchie. Come on, Butcho. Wow, I mean, listen, Butch could win, couldn't he, in all fairness, because I don't think Butch against Gunther would be a chore to watch. We've seen those matches quite a few times down in NXT and NXT UK, and they were always fantastic. In the ring goes Butch. Escobar is in there as well. Charges over. Double knees to the midsection. Butch on top. Top rope enziguri. Escobar is climbing up on the middle rope. Chopped there by Butch. Butch is perched. Escobar is perched as well. Yeah, they're both up top here. It's a bit weird seeing them both on the top rope. He's going to go for a choke slam. What are we doing? A Spanish fly? Joint manipulation. Snapping the fingers, and Escobar spills down to the outside. There's a bit of... what's Escobar doing? He's kind of... Why is he rolling around on the floor? What's he doing? Butch comes down, crashes down on Legado del Fantasma. Butch, a.k.a. Pete Dunne. Yeah, it was so much better when it was Pete Dunne, wasn't it? So much better. Oh! Big DDT there by Butch. Oh, kick out. Kick out. Why is SmackDown not playing on Fox? Apparently it's delayed in some parts of the country in America. What's happening backstage? We've got the Bloodline. What's going on? We've got Kevin Owens and the Usos brawling. Collision. It was a clothesline by Escobar too. Kick out by Butch. Oh my God. Drama. Both guys are down. So we've got a brawl backstage. Got a brawl backstage. Jessica Carr's back there. We've got both teams. I can't see. Is Roman back there? Can't see Roman. Adam Pearce is back there. They're all fighting in the backstage area. Escobar charging over. Butch trying to get him down. Zelina Vega distracting. Oh, now we've got Legado del Fantasma. It's all kicking off. Butch is getting beaten up. Looks like it's going to be Escobar for the win. He's got Butch up. Plants him down with a driver. 2, 3, and Escobar wins. Escobar has done it thanks to plenty of outside interference. Feel sick. UK have been robbed. How can we be all right with this? How can this be allowed? How can the UK be kicked out of the World Cup? The Smackdown, the most prestigious World Cup in the world, when there's clear outside interference. How is this being allowed? Unbelievable. I'm angry. Plenty of outside interference. The bell rang for Brutes and Phantasma, says Dark Angel. Dax said, did you see Bray's new theme has been leaked? The full version is on YouTube now. No. Aubrey said, massive breaking news from SmackDown. The UK has been eliminated from the World Cup. Oh, Bray Wyatt segment. Here we go. What's going on with Bray? Bray. Oh, I'm going to look back at last week. Last Friday. He wanted to apologize to LA Knight for what he did to him. And then he got slapped, didn't he? Twice. Slappity slap. I think we will see the first confirmed member of Wyatt 6, says Ian. In the intro, I think you can hear children laughing in the funhouse, said Dax. John said, maybe WWE should get instant replays to make up for how useless the refs are. I'm angry. LA Knight. Seen a replay of the slap. Now we're even, he said. Now we're even, but they weren't even, were they? Well, they were even. At that point, they were even. The decision you'll make right now will change the rest of your life. Is he going to shake his hand? Is he going to shake his hand? No, he's not. Dear. Oh dear, oh dear. I expect Bray to say he was not the person behind what happened. That's what I expect. I expect him to say that he was not that person. And then there'll be big speculation as to who it is, but then I think it turns out it probably was him. Let's see. Bray has an announcement. He found a new car he liked, but he isn't going to buy it until he makes sure he's got room to park it in the garage. Such a responsible car buyer. Yes. Oh, is he coming out? He's coming out. Bray Wyatt is here live next. Next. Bray Wyatt next. Maybe, I wonder if he'll challenge LA Knight to a match at Survivor Series then. I wonder if that's what we're going to get. Oh, I just don't know, you know. I just don't know. I'm all 6s and 7s. What are we going to get? Gotta wait another 4 years now for the UK. It's a long time, innit? 4 years. We've got to wait now until the next SmackDown World Cup. And and we were cheated out of it. Absolutely cheated. There'd be so much anger if that had just happened to the USA. What's just happened to us? So much anger. But because it's us, apparently it's fine. Because it's only the UK. Doesn't matter that they were cheated and knocked out. Unbelievable. R-Truth deserves to be WWE champion. Bray was talking to CM Punk. Bray is going to give a big reveal tomorrow at War Games, says Hollywood Heel. England losing in big tournaments should come as no surprise, said Enigma. Yeah, but the biggest surprise is that it's normally down to our incompetence. It's not normally... We don't need help losing in big tournaments. That's not something England and the UK need help with. It makes me extra angry, the fact that this time it wasn't even our own incompetence. That makes me angrier. Unbelievable. Do you know that 10 from Dark Order attacked Dark Order and betrayed him on Rampage? Yes, saw the clip. Dax said, what if he says it wasn't him, but it was Uncle Howdy who attacked LA Knight? He could say that. He could say that. Did I miss something big in the World Cup today? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. The UK are out. The UK are out thanks to Zelina Vega and Legado del Fantasma. Horrific. Deeply upsetting. Very Short Irish Potato said, I really hope Bray versus LA is added tomorrow with a stipulation. With a stipulation. Sonny said, I've tried beer and it's disgusting. John said, you should go to Triple H's office, slap his face with a glove and challenge him to a duel to regain honor. Mr. Hunter, I challenge you to a duel. Like that. Yes. And then Steph could be like, Hunter. Stephanie. Slap her as well. God damn, what's going on? Vincent, I challenge you to a duel as well. I challenge you all to a duel. Hello, what's it? Nick Khan, I challenge you to a duel. Yeah, I could just go around challenging everyone to a duel. I don't actually want a duel. Quite lazy. And I think, you know, it sounds like I've issued a lot of challenges there. I'm a busy guy. There's a World Cup going on. I've got loads of streams to do. But I just like the idea of going in with a hat and a long coat and, do you know what I mean, just slapping people with gloves. I'll do that bit. I'll do that bit. That would be my dream job, actually. An official duel challenger. That's my dream job. Call me up. I can go around someone's house, challenge them to a duel for you. I won't do the duel. Bing bong. Hello? Mr. Jones, you've been challenged to a duel by William Hensey. I could do that. I really like the glove slapping thing. Right. It's Bray time. Bray time. Please stop that, says Mangus. Stop it. Stop it now. 40 minutes off an Escobar win, said Greg. Come on, Butch, says Linda. Come on, Butch. Right, door has opened. Ding, ding, ding. It's taking his while. It takes longer to get to the ring than Roman Reigns. Lights have gone out. Is he making his way down? Where is he? Hey, what's going on? What if this is LA Night? Do you imagine if it's LA Night with the lantern? Someone will do that one day, won't they? Pretend that this is Bray. It is Bray by the looks of it. It is Bray. Bray Wyatt is here. Little smile on his face, you know. Little smile as he came walking out there, Bray. Right, Bray making his way down. He's the new Undertaker, says WWE fan. What colour leotard should I buy? Burgundy. Okay, we're seeing the lights in the air. Okay, so Bray has made his way down. It is a new theme, or like a remix of the theme. Like, it does sound different to me. It's still Shatter, but it seems different. Just little differences. Okay. That would be funny if it was LA Knights. They're a very Irish potato. All of Bray's theme is fire, says John. Okay. Lantern has been blown out. Bray is in the ring. It's Bray Wyatt time. My name is Bray. Hi, mate. My name is Bray. Wyatt chants. I have a good grip on what people think I am. People will whisper. It's never bothered me that people have done that. Said, I've got to pulse on what people think I am. He knows what most people want to see. People want to see the monster. People just want to see the Fiend, and there's a big cheer for the Fiend. You want to see the monster? Yes, please. Boo! That's not who I want to be anymore. He's getting emotion. Violence is the only language I've ever shown you I can speak. I'm not the one that attacked LA Knight, says Bray. World's built on lies. Everyone lies. Open your eyes. Be careful. Wake up. You ain't talking about me and you ain't talking. So let me talk to you. Let me talk to you. So Bray said it's not him. So LA Knight's talking right now. Bray said he's not the one that attacked LA Knight. We did just get Uncle Howdy. So Bray said he's not the one that attacked. I can't see anything at the moment in that segment that stood out. I can't see anything in the Uncle Howdy bit that looked out of place. LA Knight is saying he's going to kick Bray's keister. Ooh, numbers. Something was on screen with numbers. There were some numbers that were just on screen. Right. Good. Just as I was saying, nothing has stood out. Some numbers just appeared on screen, so we have just had something. What were those numbers? Yes. What were those numbers? Those numbers. I mean, I'm sure those numbers are going to be on social media. This is what we needed. This is what we needed. We needed to get back to the mystery. We needed to get 28. Let's have a look on Twitter and see if people got those numbers. Numbers. Bray. Have a look. I don't think anything's gone on yet, has it? Bray says he isn't the person that attacked him. Bray Wyatt time. Bray Wyatt's here. Bray Wyatt. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, the numbers. The flipping numbers. Let's see. I've got the show being recorded, so I'm just trying to get to my recording of it. Okay, I've got to the part of the show where it was. It's going to be a bit tricky to sort, I think. Ow. One is 888-280-3999. So what's that? 888-280-3999. Is that a telephone number? Is that a telephone number? There was something just before as well. Let's watch it again. 280 3999. I think this is the number. I don't know that there's lots of different numbers. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Is that a number? What is 888-280-3999? What is that? Is it a telephone number? Is it something? Is it what's the word I'm looking for? A coordinate? Could that be? I'm gonna jump in the chat in a second. Someone might have worked it out already, but just so you know, that's what it is. Back over here. Sting. Good. That's exactly what we were hoping for. Okay, let's try and see. I've got the screenshot of it. Oh, Viking Raiders are coming down. Viking Raiders making their way down. The number is Bray's doctor's number. Bray's doctor number. Bray's doctor number. There you go. That is what was shown on screen. Okay, well, his doctor's number was a telephone number. His doctor's number was a telephone number, so has the message changed? Because when people called that number before, it played a message. Phone number of Bray's doctor. He talks about Bray's condition. Bray kills his doctor in the phone call. The message has changed. Boom. Boom. What What? Is there a recording of it doing the rounds at all? Phone number, which has Bray's psychiatrist talking about how of a danger he is to him and others. Is that message around anyway? See, the problem is if I call it from here, it won't really work for me because, like, I think you've got to be in America to call it. I don't think it works here. Message hasn't changed for me. I've called it 3 times. I can try and call it, but I don't think it's going to work for me. Let's try. 888 280 3999. Calls to this number are not being connected. That's the problem when you sat here in the UK. 04. No, I don't. It's not 044, is it? Yeah, I don't know. I can't call it. I'm not in America. Add +1. Oh, is that what you do? Add +1. I didn't know that. Add +1. Do I? +1. 888 280 3999. No. 1? Is it just 1? 1 888 280 3999.
Dialed an incorrect number. Please check.
Not a literal +1, just 1. Oh, I just put 1. It didn't do it. 1 888 280 3999.
An incorrect number.
Incorrect number. I'm in Canada and it works, says Sean. Put a 1 in front. I've just done that. I just put a 1 in front. I put 1888 280 3999. You have dialed an incorrect number. It won't let me as we're in the UK, says Kieran. What does it say? Try 011. Let's try 011. God, the loops, the things I have to jump through. 888 280 3999.
You've dialed an incorrect number. Please check the number and try again.
Was that Bray? Was that Bray? Was that Uncle Howdy? Was that the message? Guys, this week's message is you've dialed an incorrect number. What could that mean? What could that mean? You've dialed an incorrect number. Not 11. Dial 001. Now try 001. Fine, let's try 001. Honestly, by the time we get there, Bray, LA, codes, Viking Raiders, so Vikings beat Hit Row. Hit Row. Let's try this then. 001 888 280. I'm going to know this off by heart.
Patient suffers from delusions of grandeur, perhaps the most extreme incidents I've encountered. I'm concerned that no regimen of treatment or medication will be able to counter the imbalance of power in psyche. to disorganized thought patterns that communicate a sense of unmatched importance.
Right, well, I'll tell you what. I want to do a video on this anyway, so let me start that again. So, I think it's 001. Okay. Let me change this over, because that's the one I got, and there's a better one, which is there. Right. More breaking news coming out of this week's SmackDown episode. We just saw Bray Wyatt. He was in the ring, and he was talking about how he doesn't want to be the monster anymore, and that as a result, he was not the person that attacked LA Knight last week, or at least that's what he's claiming. Then we would see a quick little Uncle Howdy segment. But then we got this image, and this image had a number. Turns out this number is a telephone number, and we are going to call that number right now. Let's see what this telephone message is that Bray is trying to send.
Illusions of grandeur. Perhaps same incidents I've encountered. Concerned that no regimen of treatment or medication will be able to counter the imbalance of power in the patient's psyche. They're prone to disorganized thought patterns that communicate a sense of unmatched importance. Bouts of isolation seem to have amplified their inner monologue and honestly blocked out any outside voice. In short, the patient would need to think as highly of a medical practitioner as they do themselves, and honestly, that seems to border on the impossible. I've become concerned that this patient is such a danger to themselves and anyone they encountered that... Hello? Is someone there? Hello? Hello? I...
And that is the end of the message. That's how the message ends. So very interesting. That is a telephone number. When you call it, you get that message. I think it's really quite creepy to hear someone talking about Bray as being so dangerous, such a problem to themselves, a danger to themselves and others. It just adds a real interesting layer to his character. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments. It's brilliant that we got something cryptic, another Easter egg again in this ongoing Bray story. And that was a pretty juicy one in all fairness. So yeah, loving it. That's a good one for this week. That was interesting, wasn't it? That was kind of long as well. I mean, honestly, I was sitting here holding the phone thinking, is this going to end anytime soon? Like, how long is this going on for? That is quite the message. Right, let's put that up. Hidden Bray Wyatt. Yeah, I really like that. You know, we've been talking about how this is maybe a bit slow, but that was good, wasn't it? That was good. I mean, even though, I mean, the thing is that might have passed a fair few people by, but I think a lot of people will have seen the numbers. It's just here in the UK, if you dial those numbers, you're not going to get the message unless you put it's 001 that you have to put in front, by the way. Whoever said the 001, you are correct. 001 is what you have to put. So if you put 001 in front and then it'll work. God only knows how much that's cost me, by the way. God only knows the stuff I do for you guys. Probably going to have to remortgage the house now after that message. I don't know what's going on with the show. It feels a little bit like White Rabbit, you know, when we were so distracted with other things that the show was sort of passing us by. I sort of feel a little bit like that, to be honest. But it's pretty cool. I find it interesting. There was a woman speaking in the promo and a different man's voice. Plus, we saw Randy Orton and a lot of references about him, says Canadian Kids. 1-800-COLLECT. I missed those commercials, says Rick. The reason why Randy was injured is because he's aging. Aging Styles. I'm a big fan of him. Aging Style. Right, where are we? What's going on? So we've had Bray, we've had the Code, we've had Viking Raiders beat Hit Row. That match sort of passed us by. There wasn't really much to that, to be honest. And now we are going to Ricochet. So Ricochet against Braun. It's going to be Bray and Scripps. Is this a new entrance thing for Braun? Whoa! I thought Luchasaurus was about to come out. So, new entrance graphics for Braun. And CGI. Right, an hour gone. Calling for help because they couldn't move a case on wheels. It's not a city, it's big hall where everyone dies and battles go to. I feel like I've missed a conversation here. Right, we've got Braun making his way down. Winner is going to face this. Is going to face Escobar. It shouldn't be Escobar, but it is Escobar. Butch getting past Sami. And now the monster of all monsters in the ring. Braun pointing at the World Cup trophy, saying that's going to be my World Cup trophy. Mine. I do believe Alexa and Bray have the same doctor. The phone call leads to someone talking about a patient, says Jake Plays. Pablo said, please say my name. Pablo, shout out to you. So, a Bray Wyatt Easter egg on this week's WWE Smackdown. Right, okay, we are underway with Braun and Ricochet. Ricochet being driven back into the corner. There is a sign in the crowd that says, push Xia Li. Push Xia Li. Okay, he kicks out at Braun. Flip over there by Ricochet. Duck underneath. Goes for a drop kick. Drop kick there by Ricochet. And again, Braun goes against the ropes. Top rope pulled down as Braun goes over the top to the outside. It's a big kick there by Ricochet. Ricochet backing up, charging over. Drop kick there by Ricochet. Drop kick by Ricochet. Braun coming over and charges into Ricochet. Ricochet goes flying over the commentary table. So Braun in control of this one. Braun Strowman. He's grabbing Ricochet. Hurling him into the ring. Sarah Logan looks sick as Hela, the Viking goddess of death. Irish Potato said Randy has the same injury as HBK, and that kept him out for 4 years. That's bad. That's my interpretation of it. It's bad. I think the World Cup games shouldn't end in a tie, says Leo. Come on, Braun, said Legend Killer. Okay, he's hurling Ricochet across the ring. Braun is looking to the entranceway. Who's coming down? Gunther's coming down. Big Gunther's making his way down to the ring. Gunther. Look at Big Gunther. Big Gunther. Roll up by Ricochet. Oh, Ricochet wins. Ricochet wins thanks to Big Gunther. A distraction. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Ricochet advances, and that is a shock. So, Big Gunther distracts, and Rick O'Shea progresses. Did you see the number? I did, and I did a video on it. Did anyone notice anything in the LA Knight attack scene? Anyone in the LA Knight attack scene? What do you mean with him when he was having all the stuff put on top of him stuff? Can we see Sasha return tomorrow as she is from Boston? Oh, that is true, actually. She is from Boston. Yeah, that's true. She is from Boston. If she was going to come back tomorrow, would be a pretty good time to do it. Ricochet came back to try and help. Braun. I have seen Ricochet on screen. Big strike, lovely strike there by Braun. Braun trying to fight back. So I'm guessing we're going to get a tag match. So Imperium beating up on Ricochet and Braun. Braun telling them to come into the ring. Come on, if they think they're hard enough. He looks at Ricochet. Goes over to him. I should imagine he's grateful for the help. The man is Becky. Whoa. Before Braun came out, LA Knight was pinned against a door by WWE storage carts. Oh, well, I totally missed that. It's the only problem when you're trying to decode other codes. So he got attacked again, did he? Okay, appreciate that. Right, we're done with this segment. Dun. Kevin Owens coming back last week. Kevin Owens revealing himself to be the... would have been cool if it was a Braun heel turn, said Very Irish Potato. Do you think Argentina will win tomorrow? I do. Yeah, I do think they'll win tomorrow. Right, Sami is backstage. Sami going up to Sami. Here's Kevin Owens. This will be good. Sami says, Kevin, we're not doing this tonight. I've got a question. What happens when you do or say something that's going to pee one of them off? How many times have I had to bail you out, says Kevin. You've seen what he does to his own blood. What will happen to you? I wouldn't wait for them to turn on me, says Kevin. Okay, is that Jay? I can't see. I mean, one of the Usos was listening. Don't wait for them to turn on you. Oh, it is Jay. It is Jay. We could have used you earlier. Sami said he only just arrived. He only just got here. Have you talked to anyone? Ooh, he says no. Ooh. Oh, juicy. Juicy Jay. Juicy, that's juicy. Did you talk to anyone? He says no. My dogs! My dogs! Whoa. Sami lies. My dogs! Orton just had spinal fusion surgery. And that's bad. I mean, in all fairness, Riddle was really upset. Do you remember when he had to announce it? Like, he was a bit choked. It really came across at the time as being like genuinely, like, you know, when he was talking down the camera to and everything. So it certainly felt like it was bad. And obviously it's been a long time as well now. So, God. Who knows? Who knows what the future holds for Randy? If he is done, he's had a hell of a career. I mean, I don't think you can argue with his career. But I'm sure he's going to do everything he can to get back, even if it is just for one more match. But I certainly think this probably suggests there's maybe not long left in his career. But I'd imagine he's probably not even thinking about that right now. I think that we're not going to see Bray debut tomorrow, but we will just get more teasers, says Canadian Kids. Tyson Cook said, at War Games, Sasha shows up and somehow attacks Becky. Leo said, Sami didn't lie. He didn't talk to anyone of the bloodline until Jay. That wasn't the question, though. The question was, have you spoke to anyone since you got here? And he said no. Ray said, World Cup in WWE coincides with FIFA World Cup. Yes. Halftime scores. Yeah, you can do them. I mean, we're already 11 minutes late, but you can do them. Everybody, it's the halftime scores. I really want to know your halftime scores. Put it in the chat. Halftime scores, everybody, it's the halftime scores. Are you happy? It's the halftime scores. Are you happy or you sad? Halftime scores, everybody, it's the halftime scores. I should get that recorded. If I got it recorded, I could just press play then. Just sit here like this. This show is flying by. I can't believe it's already nearly 1:15. I mean, it is going by very, very quickly. Very quickly. 7.5, 9, 6, 6, 5, 9, 7, 4, 7, 8.5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 7, 6, 9, 6. I'll give 0, 0, 1, 8, 8, 8 out of 10, said Aubrey Edwards, dancing on wrestling's grave. Bianca's fifth member is Becky. 7, 4, 8.7, 6, 6, 9, 6.9. It would be better if no delay, said Unknown. 9, 8, 7, 8, 7. Who is the woman on WWE? Well, there's more than one, so that makes it difficult. 8.5, 6, 8, 8. How do you mean like Becky is the man? So who is the woman? Linda McMahon. 0, said Green Apple. For a go-home show, 6. Legend Killer says 6. Trini says 7. Apparently, Bray was in the background of the LA Night segment, but I didn't see it, says Canadian Kids. Yeah, I'll find it. I'll have to rewatch it after the stream. I was too busy digging into those numbers and all of that stuff. But, yeah, so I didn't even see him get attacked at all, let alone look in the background of it. Matthew said it's my party next weekend. Have a great party. Becky is the woman, says Miguel. 6.25. This is go home vibes. 6.5 said very Irish potato. Matt says, how you doing? I'm excited for Survivor Series tomorrow. Should be good. Should be good. Ricochet with a roll-up pin says, come on. It was whoever was wearing the white mask. Very Irish Potato said 6.5. Miguel said Becky was always the woman. For a go home, so I'm sad there's no Sasha or Naomi. William said, do we know that recording is about Bray and not a twist? Oh. It's a nice thought. It's a nice thought. I like that, William. Right, they're just talking to Becky. War Games! Everyone's tough till the man comes around. Becky fired up. Everyone is tough till the man comes around. All new authentic Becky Lynch apparel on WWE Shop. So her t-shirt, there was a link, QR code on screen to that. But I want the jackets. It's the mask from the Black Phone, said Courtney. Scott's Corner said, was it Uncle Howdy or Uncle Harper when he opened the door? I suppose that could be Uncle Harper, couldn't it? I mean, it wasn't Uncle Howdy. It wasn't the prosthetic mask. It wasn't that person. It was the harder mask that we saw last week. The one that Bray was wearing when we very first saw him. Bray said that he is not the person behind it. And to be honest, I mean, I'm a bit torn as to whether it's going to be or not. Because if they want to introduce someone else, this would be a great way to do it. Wouldn't it? Imagine if Bray is in the ring in his next match and someone comes down wearing that mask. That would be sick. J-Boy said, Queen of Wrestling is with Bray and her husband. Mandy Rose is here with me, said Aubrey Edwards. She says hi to everyone in the chat. That was last week's attack. This week, I only saw LA Knight pinned against the garage door, says Canadian Kids. Question is, when is his next match? Well, it hasn't been announced for tomorrow. In fact, the match hasn't been announced at all yet, but I mean, we're heading that way, clearly. We just got a promo right now for Survivor Series. I cannot believe that Ricochet beat Braun. Big Gunth. Big Gunth, weren't it? Big Gunth came down. Yes, Kurt Angle, Escobar won. Maria, shout out to you. Exposing said the doctor could have been talking about Bo. All you have to do is Bo leave. Street Fighter Ingrid said LA Knight did get attacked backstage. J-Boy said IRS is Bray's dad. Courtney said Gunther versus Braun needs to happen ASAP. William said they did bring in a horror writer for long-term stories, so you do have to expect a lot of twists and turns. Hollywood Heel Joe said they have been promoting Bray in Boston for War Games. Oh, have they? Have they? That's interesting. There's been no mention of him yet, so that's interesting. Dustin said, what are your thoughts on Alexa and Nikki turning during Survivor Series and becoming a team? Yeah, I mean, I suppose if you are going to have 6 people, I suppose you could have 2 of them be females. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I mean, in all fairness, if one is Bo and we expect one to be Bo, and one is Alexa and maybe saying Nikki and Bray, I mean, you're already up to 4, aren't you? So you only need another couple. Dutch and Vincent, boom, done. Wyatt 6. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. The only way to win the match is pinfall or submission. We just got the rules for War Games. Now we're backstage with Shotzi. Whoa, wowzers! We were just backstage with Shotzi and Raquel, but they're both being attacked. Kicked there by Rhonda. Shayna with a few strikes. She's grabbing the arm of Raquel. Gonna look to put the arm inside that. Oh my God, that's brutal. Brutal, mate. They slam the... oh man, her arm could legit be busted there. Well, not legit busted, but oh, look at that. Look at that. So a brutal attack. They get Raquel's arm, put it inside of that trunk, whatever it is, and slam it down on her arm. It's fight night. A lot of excitement. Black Friday is here. Banger, banger after banger. Banger after banger after banger. Bangers everywhere. Bangering. I think it's kind of obvious it's not going to be anyone else. It's all split personalities, said John Moxley's Rusty Blade. If they did the whole faction thing, it would ruin the mystique, says John Moxley believes. Scarlett could be Sister Abigail, causing friction between Cross and Bray. Who do you think is going to win, Team Bianca or Team Bayley? I've done my predictions. They're on the channel, but there's a whole Survivor Series predictions thing. I think I went with Bayley. So Raquel and Shotzi attacked. We also had a WWE shop commercial. While you guys are on commercial break, we are back with Butch versus Escobar. Well, enjoy it. the new show called Young Rock looks lame. I would just rather watch old SmackDown shows, says Troma. I don't think we see Bray wrestle until the Royal Rumble, says Courtney. Dylan said, I was attending Raw last week, and before the show, they played White Rabbit with all the lights white. Do you think it's a lighting and sound test or some kind of tease? I think that you were right to acknowledge it, but I mean, I think it's done. I don't think that they would go back to it, to be honest. So, I think it's probably just a test. My gut feeling is it's probably just a test. I think if they did it as people were coming in, that's, one thing. If it's a case that they did it during the commercial break when everyone is there, sat in their seats, and there's a big sing-along and it's like a big thing, then I think that it's something. I think if it's just done at the start as people are coming in, then it's just a bit of music, I'll be honest, if Bray doesn't fight soon, I'm going to go off. They need to do it now, says Gary. White Rabbit said Theory. Theory joins Bray. Billy WWE said, do you think Judgment Day will be around for a while? And would you see them? When would you see them separate? Judgment Day around? I mean, yeah, I don't think they need to separate anytime soon because they haven't really done anything, have they? So, yeah, I'm all right with them still being together. I wouldn't separate them for a while, to be honest. I mean, I don't feel like we've really built up Damian Priest. I think Dominic's more intriguing. Definitely. I think he's more intriguing than when he was with his dad. So it's worked for Dominic. But it would be great if we had a little storyline for Damian Priest. I'd like Damian Priest to have a bit of focus. So I still think there's things to explore. So no, I wouldn't split them up this side of WrestleMania, to be honest. Here comes Shayna and Rhonda. Shayna Baszler and Rowdy, Rhonda, Rousey making their way down to the ring. Big smile on Rhonda's face. Lots of boos from the crowds. Rowdy, Rhonda, Rousey. Is she going to have a match? I mean, they're both in wrestling gear. But I don't think they're going to be facing Raquel. Rhonda against Shotzi tomorrow. Bad reputation. Today's the newspaper. USA wins 0-0. Have they done it? Fair play. We're the ones that are here, says Shayna. Looks like no match tonight, says Rhonda. Accidents happen. So Rhonda and Shayna are laughing. I like these two together. You are not ready. Right, microphone down. Shotzi's going to come down, though. Yeah, Shotzi making her way down. No tank. Good. Is she going to take on... What's she going to do? I don't know what she's going to do. She's going to take on Shayna, maybe. She's going to take them on her own. Is it going to be Shotzi against both of these? This is really stupid. So she's going to take on both of these. I mean, like... Yeah. Wade Barrett said, this is really dumb from Shotzi. And I think we can all agree. We're living in... Michael Cole's like, what if she gets a quick win? And he's like, we're living in reality. It's not going to happen, Michael Cole. Who cares about Botchy? Botchy Black Block. Botchy Shutsheart. Slackheart. Botchy Slackheart. Bess. Bless her. Love Rhonda's Blue Meanie tribute. Yes. Represent. Tramer said, will MGF being champ swing the ratings? AEW gaining some momentum. I don't know. I haven't. What have the numbers been for Rampage? Did the numbers look good for Rampage on Wednesday? I genuinely didn't see, so I don't know. Yeah, I genuinely don't know. Someone needs to save Shotzi from herself. I like Shotzi Blackheart, says L. Sean. Code Orange just said, drop is coming to WWE. Tweet of Bray's entrance. Who's coming down now? Raquel. Raquel coming down. Raquel has come down. Oh, God. I tell you what, if these win after being attacked backstage, and certainly after she had her arm slammed in that crate, she's getting in, she's charging over, she's grabbing the hair, she's having to try and beat up Shayna. One-armed Raquel. No. 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 What am I watching? What is this? What is going on? I'm watching a one-armed Raquel Rodriguez punch Ronda Rousey in the face and knock her off the edge of the ring. A one-armed Shayna Baszler. What is this? Triple H, what are you doing? The baddest ladies in WWE. Harif said, this is messy. Very Irish Potato said, this is stupid. This is stupid. Right, well, thankfully, the heels have got the advantage now. She's gonna wreck her. She's trying to wreck her arm even more. Goes back, armbar on the injured arm, and there's not. Shotzi's not making much attempt to get in there, is she? Look, Shotzi's just lying there. Don't give a damn about your reputation. Okay, well, it's done. It's done. They should have done a handicap match. Rhonda and Shayna win. I'm sorry, says Shotzi. Raquel is in a lot of pain. Jay's talking to Jimmy. It's probably the Sami Zayn situation. He's very animated. Okay. Rather just the handicap match rather than making Raquel tap out, says Spencer. Raquel just got her arm smashed. Chris, shout out to you. Hope you're well. There was a cryptic clue on SmackDown with a telephone number and a message and everything. There is a separate video on that if you want to check that out. I think we've just come to terms with Rhonda not being the female Lesnar. We all wanted her to be. Every match she's in seems pretty even, says Darcy. It's a good point. Yeah. Do want her to be the that killer, but they're just not positioning her that way, are they? I mean, I don't know if the ratings and maybe the numbers just suggest she's not that. I don't know. But for whatever reason, they just do not book her like that, do they? Brian Alvarez. Let's have a look, see what Brian Alvarez has said. I just wanted to have a look, see what the ratings were for AEW. And he normally puts them up when they come through. Be Thanksgiving. For 1.6 million. They've got the Raw ratings. Has he posted the AEW ratings, or maybe I'm just not seeing them? It's just interesting because of it being the first one with MJF as champion now. AEW ratings. Let's have a little look. November 21st, no. Has anyone seen the ratings this week for AEW? I don't know where they are. Yeah, don't know. I'll have to have a look, dig around, see if I can find any. All the visuals in Bray segments are all Bray in factions, says AEW fan. Dominic said, I think the plot twist in the Bray storyline is the Doctor is talking about LA Knights. LA Knights. Exposing says, Raquel needs a name change. What about Rackback? Rackback. Feed her more. Hollywood Heel said, MJF wasn't on the past week's Dynamite. He was filming the Zac Efron movie. That's true. But I think people would have tuned in to have seen him because of him being champion, and they'd want to see the fallout with Regal and all of that kind of stuff. So this is the first Dynamite of him being champion. So I'm still very interested to see what the number is as people, because that would be an indicator as to how much people are interested in that story. Corey, shout out to you. Courtney says Raquel is a snooze fest. Snooze fest. Bray had a silver tooth grill in his mouth and hair is shaved and put up in a burn. The interesting part is that it looks like the pig character. Remember, a pig was in White Rabbit. Pig was in White Rabbit. I remember the wolf in Grandma's clothing. I remember the image of that. I'm trying to think of an image of a pig during the White Rabbit stuff. I'd have to have a look. Bray has brought up lizard people a lot. Too much, says Unbroken. Has he spoke about lizard people recently? Right, we're backstage with Kayla. She's at the doctor's. Here's Shotzi. How's Raquel? She's sad. Sad she? Dislocated elbow. I knew Rhonda and Shayna were bullies. This isn't the first time I've been bullied. But it is the first time someone's had my back. Now it's personal. So now it is personal. I'll shock the world when I beat you senseless. Here's Kevin Owens. Are Dominic and Rhea dating? Yes, they love each other. And they share popcorn. And they go to the cinema, which is where you get the popcorn. But you can buy popcorn at shops, but they don't like that. They like to go to the cinema. And they're so rich that it doesn't even bother them that the popcorn's about $20 for a tiny bag. They buy 10 each, and they watch films, and their favorite films are foreign language films, and which doesn't make any sense because they don't like reading. But yes, they are totes in love. Totes in love. Domia. Because you tend to do that, don't you? You take like a few letters from one, a few letters from another, and you shove them together. Domia. Riomic. I'm a stand for Riomic. Yes. I didn't get to see the show. The channel that airs SmackDown is airing football. You're not alone. I think a lot of people have been saying that. Rhea is with Buddy Murphy. What? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Turns out they're not in a relationship then. Oh, heartbreaking. Just as I'd created the name for the couple as well. And it was amazing. It all falls apart. Right. This is our main event. Sheamus and Drew versus Usos. Down since day one-ish. Down since day one-ish. Down since day one-ish. Down since. What happened? What, in the show? Lots of things. At this point, I would recommend waiting for the review, to be honest. Because there's a lot that's gone down. Look it up. There was a Bray Wyatt pig character. We had 3 little pigs and the pig squeals in the last White Rabbit promo. Well, I remember the pigs thing, like all the characters, all the cartoon images of the pigs. And that was the one where we saw the wolf, but I'm trying to remember like a human pig. Trying to remember someone that was dressed as a human pig. Human pig. CGI Butch. CGI Butch. I think we have to start giving Samantha Irvin more credit. No. She wants to be Mean Gene, and no one will ever be Mean Gene. So she should just give up, and we shouldn't have any announcers. Because in my mind, it's Mean Gene or nothing at all. Or the Fink. Maybe you could have the Fink, but she's not the Fink. So she's not Mean Gene. She's not the Fink. So forget it. Stupid Samantha Irvin. Although, saying that, I do like it when she announces Gunther and Ludwig and all of those, and she puts like, you know, Giovanni Vinci. She goes like that. That's cool. I like her then. No other times. Gunther! Only human pig was Bray returned at a pay-per-view and showed the puppets. Yeah, I'm struggling to remember like a human pig or that he's meant to look like now. Right, we are at commercial break. White Rabbit, shout out to you. White Rabbit in the chat. Shout out to you. We got 19 minutes. You created a great name, but they have stopped by them. It was a great name. Thank you for acknowledging that. It was a great name. Riomic. Yeah, Rheomic. Oh, God, I don't know what that is. Rheomics. It sounds like something that you would get a degree in. Do you know what I mean? What do you study? Oh, I study Rheomics. Oh. Heard that's hard. Yeah, it's very hard. So that's Rhea and Dominic combined. But we've just found out that she's breaking news. She's going out with Buddy Murphy, so forget about it. Forget about it. Rest with Andy said, Days, was Bray wearing grills? I don't think so. I don't think he was wearing grills. I certainly didn't notice any grills. And I'm normally on grill watch. So, I don't know. Perhaps he's got grills and he's joining Hit Row. Who knows? Hit Row, Bray Row. Bray Row, Bray Row. Oh, man. Could you imagine Bray Row? Could you imagine Hit Wyatt? Oh, so good. Ted DiBiase and Ted Jr. and his brother were in a big legal tax trouble earlier this year. Courtney said, I hate Hit Row. Rhea and Dominic are dating Murphy. What, both of them? Murphy has a crush on Julia Hart in the House of Black. She's not dating Buddy Murphy. It's a lie. It's a mess. That's what it sounds like. It just sounds like a mess. Ledger Killer, shout out to you. Harif says, not going to lie, Hit Row is getting annoying. Lady B said, Rhea Stereo. Rhea Stereo? That sounds like an illness. Rhea Stereo? It's better. That's probably better than Rheomic. I do like Rheomic, though, but Rhea Stereo is good. Rhea Stereo, that seems a little bit like when you like are scared of heights and you lose your balance. I think, what's that? Vertigo. Rhea Stereo. Whoa. Oh, you all right? Oh, I've got a bit of Rhea Stereo. Whoa. Rhea Stereo. That's like when people are losing their minds in the streets. Oh my God, there's Rhea Stereo ever. There's mass Rhea Stereo. Rhea Stereo. That's very good, that is. Well done. Rhea Stereo. I still like Rheomic. I think Rheomic was a winner. And to be honest, I'm going to be honest now, I don't think it got the credit it deserved at the time. I think in retrospect, we can look back now and say, yes, we should have acknowledged it. We should have acknowledged it. Oh, I love that by Sami. Sami goes over to Sheamus. He's like, yeah. I don't know what he was doing with his groin. Don't worry about it. Is he going to make him laugh again? Yeah, I tell you what, Jay's got to make sure that he doesn't corpse. Because Sami came over, he was like, I don't know what he was doing with his groin. What was he going over? Smile on the face of Sami. Kevin Owens has got a big smile on his face as well. Jay did all right. Jay didn't corpse there. It was like this. It was like sending out all of his groinal energy. A lot like how William Hensey does in the chat. Dave's reports are that Ted DiBiase Jr. is up for a potential return with Triple H in control. I mean, I must admit, I'm not crazy about doing that. I think we could do it one day, but do we really want to shove Cody and Legacy in a tag team? Like, he's only had a few matches since he came back, and he needs that title, so... I don't know. Good, but I don't think we need him right now. Maybe at some point, do you know what I mean? At some point, we could have a little Legacy run, but not anytime soon. All his prophecies will come true, says Ryan. Death walks. Well, death's everywhere. It's walking, it's running, it's having a little sleep, it's crawling, it's flying. It's everywhere. Can't escape it. You can try and escape it, but you won't. Just don't even bother. Days, Dominic is dating a girl called Marie. Eva Marie. Oh my God. Doesn't he know that she's annoying? Doesn't he know that she can't? Is that where he learnt? Is that where he learnt to not be able to wrestle from? He can wrestle, actually. That was cool. She can't. Canadian Kid said, I sent a picture on Twitter. Bray has touched his face in recent promos. Perhaps he is evolving into a new monster. Where are the pictures? Where is it, buds? Where is it? I have been sent stuff which is cool, you know, considering like I'm on a completely different Twitter account. That is great. I really appreciate people hitting me up on the new Twitter account. Oh, is it in messages? Where did you send it, buds? Where did you send it? I can't see a picture of a pig. Did you send it as a message or as a notification? And what account did you tag? Because that's the next conversation, isn't it? Because I don't know if you've heard. I would love to see Charlotte manage Cody. Days Ring of Honor, pay-per-view, Claudio versus Jericho. If Claudio loses, he has to join Jazz. Jericho Appreciation Society. When is that, James? When is the Ring of Honor pay-per-view? James will know. He's in the know. He's in the know. He'll know. He'll be like this. You won't even need to check. He'll have it. Like that. I would say the moon is going to turn heel, but it doesn't turn, says Aubrey Edwards. The moon doesn't turn. The moon must turn. The moon turns. Surely. Are you telling me the moon doesn't turn? Right. Go to Google. Does the moon turn? Does the moon rotate? I suppose rotate is better. Does the moon spin on its axis? Yes. The time it takes for the moon to rotate once on its axis is equal to the time it takes for the moon to orbit around the Earth. This keeps the same side of the moon facing towards Earth throughout the month. So the amount of time it takes for it to rotate is the same amount of time it takes for it to move around. Oh my God, that's complicated. Oh, I can't be dealing with this. All I know is that it does rotate. Does it spin on its axis? Yes, says moon.nasa. So I think they would know. Here we go. Why does the moon never rotate? An enduring myth about the moon is that it doesn't rotate. Whilst it's true that the moon keeps its same face to us, this only happens because the moon is rotating at the same rate as its orbital motion. Yeah? Come on. That's crystal. That is crystal clear. If you don't understand that, what am I meant to do? How am I meant to help you? A special case of tidal locking. You remember when the tide was locked, don't you? You remember that day when the tide was locked? Come on. We all remember that. Just before the lockdown. Actually, during lockdown, everything was locked down. Even the tide was locked down. You remember that. You remember lockdown. Well, you see, you weren't able to go out, or you were all trapped at home. But fun fact, during lockdown, even the tide was locked down. Don't believe me? Go to svs.gsfc.nasa.gov. A special case of tidal locking is called synchronous rotation. Oh, I love learning, especially when I don't understand what the words mean. But what we did learn is that the moon does rotate. That's what we've learned. Days, I've got an idea. I'm going to go to a place and I'm going to enhance jet speeders on the moon and I will make the moon rotate turbo. I don't know what that does, though. Aren't the tides related to the moon or something? Like, aren't they like brothers? So if you make the moon go quicker, is the tide's not going to go? Do you know what I mean? I mean, at the moment, they kind of come in and come out, and it's kind of nice and soothing. Like, if you start spinning the moon around quickly, tides will be doing that. Surfers won't know if they're coming or going. Well, they'll be both, actually. They'll be coming in and going straight back out. They won't have it. They won't be. Well, surfing will be over. There'll be no surfing. Unless you're at home on the internet. Bring on the next ice age, says Rick. Retribution said all planets rotate. That is primary school knowledge. There's a myth out there that the moon didn't. There's a myth that it didn't. We have busted that myth live on stream. Lady Noir said Ray has been with Marie since childhood. Recently, Vince Russo was upset that Dominic posted about Marie on social media because it broke kayfabe. I guess he didn't see Rhea's Twitch sessions with Buddy. Right. How long have we got? 7 minutes. 7 minutes. 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Right, we've got the Usos on the edge of the ring. Big clubbing blows. Oh, they dropped down, though. This is for the advantage at War Games. War Games. Do you think whoever wins this confirms the other team wins at War Games? No. I don't think it's got any bearing. Against the ropes goes Jimmy Uso colliding into Sheamus. Tomorrow night. Ooh, it's a nasty sounding knee. 1, 2. Shoulder up. Shoulder up by Jimmy. Woo. Charlotte and Trips don't get along. What time is War Games tomorrow? I've got the stream starting at 10. So we do World Cup till 9 UK time. And then the stream starts at 10. I don't know when the kickoff show starts. It might be like 2 hours before the kickoff show. I don't know. There'll be plenty for us to talk about. 1, 2. Kick out by Sheamus. Who do you think Stone Cold would face at WrestleMania? I'm going to go like AJ. I feel like AJ is a pretty good shout. 700. 700. What? 700 what? 700. 700. I'm just trying to think. Did I ask a question that needed an answer of 700? 700. The sequel to 300. Sparta! Right, Sheamus is up top with... Oh, Solo's in. Sami's getting involved. Sami gets involved. Kevin Owens comes round. He's having a word with Sami about that. Big splash. 1, 2. Kick out. Sami can't believe it. Ridge comes round. That seems a bit of a rubbish forearm. Forearm well short by the looks of it. But now we've got Solo and Butch. We've got Sami and Ridge. Solo and Ridge. Jay is down on the outside. Jimmy is down on the inside. We're getting down to the final 4 minutes. Knee to the midsection. Club to the back. Butch and Ridge. On the outside, against the ropes goes Drew. Whoa. I mean, that one looked a bit different than a suicide dive. A suicide dive, like they can look, or if they go over the top, they can be like in the air for quite a while and they look a bit like lame. That one, he just went over the top. Bang. Kevin's going to stop Sami from cheating. Grabs the belt. I'm not letting you do this. Try and grow some balls. He says, I'm not going to let you do this. He snatches the belt. He pushes Kevin. Kevin throws Sami in the ring. Ref's having a word with Sami. Sami drops the belt. You're out of there! Sami, you're out of there! Boos as Sami has been ejected. Stunner by Kevin! Stunner by Kevin! Bro kick! 1, 2, 3. And it is advantage Team Brutes. Advantage Team Brutes. Team Brutes. Brutes. Team Brutes get the advantage. Oh, Sami. So big. So as Sami was being removed, Kevin Owens came in, hit a stunner. And a brogue by Sheamus, 2, 3. For the first time in 2 years, the Bloodline's domination is in trouble, says Michael Cole. Roman's not going to be happy. I think it's called the Mars Rover. I'm going on a mission to find the lost satellite machine. Okay, have fun. Sami Zayn is going to hug Kevin Owens in War Games. Mark my words, said Dominic. So, advantage team Brutes. Brutes. I'm going to be at War Games. Hollywood Heel, shout out to you. Put in your thoughts. What did you think of the show? Because we're going to run away soon. So get in your scores just so that we've got an idea as to what people thought of the show. I do need to try and watch that because I missed it. I'm going to hold my hands up. I missed that bit where LA Knight was attacked. So I need to try and find that part again. I remember when someone said it was. Bray came out. Right, boom. And then... commercial break. I don't know if I've got the footage, you know. That's annoying. I don't even think I've got the thing. I'm sure it's on social media. I'll have a look on there. Bray needed to do something, said Courtney. Deadman said 7. Jojo said 8.5. Joe says 8. Batista to host WrestleMania 39. Harris said 8.5. Mohammed says 10 out of 10. Match of the Day are reporting that England have had 12 goalless draws at the World Cup. That is the most out of any nation in the history of the tournament. Come on! Courtney says 6. Brendan said 9.7. Luke says 8. Hayden with 6. What's the new Twitter, says Canadian Kid. Oh, it's at UFC Days because at Wrestling Days got suspended because I shared a link to this stream and the algorithm thinks it's a link to an actual show. And so it's took it down and suspended my account and I'm trying to get it back and it's all drama. So I'm having to use my second account. So feel free to follow that because not many people do. Trini says 8. Lee said 5.5. 8.5. 9. 8.6. Redemption said England don't have a chance of winning if they can't beat USA. 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 Can I get a shout out? Anthony, shout out to you. Alex said, this chat's moving quicker than normal. Well, people just getting in their thoughts about the Go Home show, to be honest, as we're on the verge of running away. Don't forget, we are back tomorrow with 2 World Cup games, including Argentina if they lose their outs. So that's big. And then we will be back at 10 o'clock for Survivor Series, which 5 hours earlier is 5, so it'll be 5 Eastern. 5 Eastern or 10 UK time. Right, awesome. Thanks a lot for watching. I'm going to go and get the review video done. Appreciate people joining us. Obviously, I can't send out the link on Twitter, so obviously, it's, you know, I appreciate people joining us. It's just good that people know that we are live, regardless of Twitter, whether the link is sent or not. So, yeah, appreciate it. I hope people enjoyed the show. I thought it was all right, you know. I didn't think this was bad for a go home, in all fairness. I think I really like the fact we got that Bray telephone thing. I think that really helped. And I need to watch that segment and see, like, LA Knight being beaten up, because I completely missed that because I was phoning numbers and everything. So I'm going to go off and look into that now. So, yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you maybe tomorrow for Survivor Series. Bye for now.